And this evening in our continuing series about the Nationals difference, we have coach and owner Gary Mack with us, who's going to talk about something that's very important and critical to a lot of the different soccer clubs, but something that the Nationals seem to have keyed on, and that's the facilities that they're in. And Gary, why is it important to be connected with the top facilities in the area and have that infrastructure for the Nationals?
Well, infrastructure is our lifeline. If you look back, I think this all incubated in me when I lived in California. My kids were young. We were able to play year-round. When I moved back to Michigan, I recall my son having to train at 3 a.m. in the morning because there was only one facility in town. It was there that I decided I had to meet some people, start talking to some developers about infrastructure, building more facilities in Michigan. As it is, I got lucky. I had one of the fathers on my daughter's team was a developer. We built the PTC together, which was the forerunner to the PSC, and the rest is sort of history. But if you do look at what's happened in that period of time, since facilities like the PSC have been built, or Ultimate, or even Total Soccer now Washington and some of the others, in that period of time, the Michigan programs have developed greatly, especially our program. If you look at the national championship team, I took a great liking to this because it was the first time in history that a Michigan team beat a California team in a national championship. Prior to that time, that California team had gone undefeated, and we were able to defeat them. And a lot of that, I believe, had to do with the fact that teams, Michigan kids, could now train all winter long and maintain the same level of development as any southern team or any coastal team that had warm weather for the whole year. So infrastructure is very important to the development of players in Michigan, and as you've seen over the last 10 years, Michigan players we're having some of the greatest success in the country on account of all the great infrastructure that's built. In the case of the Nationals, we have great facilities with Ultimate at Oakland and Evolution Dome. We have here in Macomb. We have Total Soccer Washington, Total Soccer Fraser, and we've just signed a new agreement for a facility up in Genesee, and we're looking for one up in Saginaw. The key to our success, the lifeline of the club, is providing great facilities, safe, secure for our players, to have the right environment, for good coaches to then develop those players into future stars.
Well, it's obvious how important it is to have those type of top-notch facilities, so much so that it seems that the Nationals are really working hard to develop new facilities on their own as well. So we really appreciate you, Gary, taking the time to explain to us why it's important that the Nationals be involved in such great facilities and, in the long run, looking for developing their own. So we appreciate you taking the time.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm always glad to contribute some of my thoughts and some of the feelings of the club on why we do things the way we do.